Hello lovely people, welcome to the Geek Cupboard. I am Penge and welcome to day 10 of the Geek Cupboard's Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown 2021. And just like that, it's day 10. Oh my goodness me, it's flying by. We're into double figures now on our tea advent calendar. So let us find tea pocket number 10. Whereabouts are you? So it's not on the front bit. Is it on the top? No, it's right there. It's right there. I can see it there. Okay, hang on. Clever folding is happening. There we go. So what do we have in store for us today on day 10? We have elderberry and echinacea. I can honestly say that I have never had an elderberry and echinacea tea before. Okay, so rich embrace, tingling with fruity warmth. Oh, that sounds all very nice. And the little thing here says, a blend to keep winter at bay. Feel your power with every sip. Oh, it sounds all sorts of very powerful and such like. Okay, right. So this sounds very nice. It sounds very nice. A bit like some of the other ones we've had. I don't really know what to expect with this, but you know what? Here we go. Let's dive in, shall we? And make ourselves this lovely tea. And to do that, we have to go to the kettle. And here we are with our lovely freshly brewed cup of elderberry and echinacea tea. And I mean, to look at it, it's very, very clearly a black tea. It's a very, very strong black tea. Look at that. That is very strong indeed. I mean, as with most of the other teas we've had, I have left the tea bag in the mug for quite some time. I let it brew for maybe around 5 minutes, I would have thought, because that seems a good time. That seems a good time to get the proper flavours and such like out. So, I mean, it has been in a while, but that does look very, very strong indeed. I mean, if I have to be honest, it looks a little bit like yesterday's tea. It looks a little bit like the Blackcurrant Beauty did yesterday, but okay, that's absolutely fine. It's a nice black tea. Right, so can I pick up any kind of smell off this? Yes, I can. Yes, I can, and unless my nostrils deceive me, which they might do because my sense of smell is a little bit diminished, it smells a bit like yesterday's tea as well. There is a certain blackcurrant smell to it, which is a bit surprising. Hang on, I've got the little sort of wrapper thing over here. Have we got... Is there blackcurrant in this? Because I know these teas are packed with loads of different things. And what do we have in this? So we've got licorice root, ginger root, echinacea root, and leaf. Crikey, all of the echinacea's gone in. Waste not, want not. Beetroot, aniseed, rosehip, elderflower, peppermint leaf, orange peel, elderberry, hibiscus flower, orange essential oil flavour. Ah, there you go. Natural blackcurrant flavour. So maybe that's what I can... Maybe that's what I can smell. I can smell the blackcurrant flavouring. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. Do you know what? It's all fine. I mean, hopefully it won't taste the same as yesterday because this is supposed to taste of elderberry and echinacea. So here we go. Let's give it a go. Okay, that's quite nice. That's okay. There's a tiny, tiny bit of heat to it. A little bit of heat. I think it, did we read that it had ginger in? So that might give it a tiny, tiny bit of sort of, a bit of fire to it. Hang on, right, I need to go in for a second tasting. Hang on a second. Okay. It's hard to describe what it tastes of. It's a little bit, I mean, it's fruity. Let's just say it's fruity. It's a little bit kind of citrusy. Now, the only problem I have with this is that the tea is elderberry and echinacea. Now, I don't think I've ever eaten an elderberry, and I don't think I've ever eaten echinacea. So, I mean, this might taste perfectly like elderberry and echinacea. It might be absolutely amazing, but I've got no real knowledge of what they taste like to tell you whether this does or not. I don't really know. I mean, it's quite a nice tea. To me, it would just sort of be a fruit tea. Hang on, tasting number 3. Yeah, it's just quite a nice sort of fruity tea. Possibly a little bit citrusy, and there is a sort of slight ginger sort of taste to it. There's a little bit of a hit. I mean, yeah, what have we got? So licorice root. Yeah, I don't know if the ingredients are in order, but yeah, ginger root is at the top there. I mean, yeah, it's got all those other things in as well. I mean, peppermint leaf. I can't taste any sort of mintiness with it. But there you go, right, there you go. Do you know what? It's a pleasant enough brew. It's a lovely tea. It is elderberry and echinacea. It might taste like them, it might not. I have no idea at all. But do you know what? It's fine. It is a nice, lovely cup of tea, and it feels all very nice and warming. So, right, with the tea done, let's go over to today's question, which comes from... Now, the first name I can say, the surname I'm not entirely sure. So, Lily... Fernay, possibly. I might have maybe added an extra E. It could just be Lily Fern or something like that, but we'll call you Lily. So Lily has asked, what have been your favourite games you've played on your channel over the years? Now, we sort of answered this question on the second day, I believe it was, because that said something like, what were your favourite series? And those ones were Crusader Kings 3 and RimWorld, Frostpunk, Mr. Prepper, Yes, Your Grace, Academia School Simulator, Vinculture. I forgot to mention Vinculture last time, but I know that was a good one as well. So all those are brilliant games, but they were all series. And we've sort of covered the favourite series in that question. So to sort of differentiate this question from the one on day 2, I've gone through the list of one-offs on the channel, and I selected a few favourites from there. And when I recorded this, when I'm sort of recording it now, when I checked, there are 247 one-offs in that playlist. 247 one-offs. And it was very, very sort of intriguing going back all the way, right the way back to the very early days of the channel, and kind of seeing things that I had completely and utterly forgotten about. And I was looking thinking, oh yes, we played that. I remember that game. Oh, that one wasn't very good. Oh, that one was quite enjoyable. So yeah, it was lovely. It was quite fun and quite nostalgic going back and having a look at what we played quite a long time ago. I mean, I went all the way back, really, really way back, sort of 5.5 years back to go through. So I have picked out some. I've picked out some that were really, really good. That were sort of, a little bit of a cut above the rest sort of thing. So in no particular order, Sort the Court, that was a lot of fun. I mean, that's not really very well known at all. I think it might have been, I think I played that sort of before I went away on holiday. It was sort of published whilst I was away on holiday, I think. In sort of fairly, maybe the first couple of years of the channel, maybe. But yeah, it was really good. I think it might have been an itch game. It might even have been free, possibly. But yeah, that was quite fun. Sort of like a sort of king game where you have to sit in your court and see all the different people that come in and try and help them out and keep things going and make decisions. So that was good. I like that. So I put that onto the list. Islanders definitely goes on the list. That was really, really good. A kind of, peaceful, relaxing, very, very pretty sort of city builder puzzle kind of game. So yeah, Islanders goes onto the list. The Pedestrian. I really liked The Pedestrian. I mean, I don't know how well it did when it came out. I thought the concept of The Pedestrian was amazing and it looked beautiful. It was really, really pretty to look at. If you don't know what The Pedestrian is, go and find it on the channel. But it was a sort of puzzle game where you were like a sort of stickman character and you were in the world of signs. So you were sort of in road signs and in signs in factories, and there were puzzles and you had to sort of work your way through different signs, doing different things through these sort of signs to get out and kind of carry on the story. And it was really clever. It was really, really good. It was all very well thought out. So yeah, that goes on the list. Hidden Through Time, that goes on the list as well. I liked that game. It was great. And I got to play it with my son because he liked it as well. So we sort of played a bit of that together. And then he then made me some levels because there's a level designer on Hidden Through Time. So yeah, he made some levels and then I had to go at them. So that was fun. From a sort of a lovely sort of, happy memory sort of thing. That game goes on the list. And then we've got kind of the pair of games, I suppose. So 911 and 112 Operator, because they were sort of the same game. 112 Operator had some extra little bits and bobs. They weren't too dissimilar, if we're being very honest. But they're great. They're really, really good. I mean, I don't think I am very good at them. I don't think I'm very good at the games, but they're really good fun to play. So I thought they should go on the list. And then I put Fall Guys on the list. Because I did only play it the once on the channel. I have played it multiple times since then. But Fall Guys is brilliant. Fall Guys is brilliant. I should go and have another go, actually. Because it was massive at one point. Was it about this time last year? It was absolutely huge. Maybe a bit earlier. I can't quite recall when Fall Guys came out. But at one point it was huge. Everyone was playing it. I imagine it's still quite big now. But yeah, it's brilliant. It's just a fun, mad riot of colour and nonsense. So yeah, Fall Guys is very good. So that goes on the list. A Short Hike, that goes on the list as well. That's a wonderful game. It's wonderful and charming and adorable. And it's got a little story, and the end of it made me tear up ever so slightly. So that was brilliant. It's all wonderful, and that definitely goes on the list. And then yeah, we're coming down to the last ones for the one-off. So Dorfromantik, sort of, I was going to say similar to Islanders. It's similar in that it's sort of a nice, peaceful, very, very pretty sort of puzzle game, which involves you carefully thinking about where you put down your your pieces. So in Islanders, you put down buildings. In Dorfromantik, you put down kind of, tiles to build a world. It's sort of similar in that regard. I mean, the general idea of the game is a little bit similar, but yeah, they've got different sort of ways round of representing the same core idea, I suppose. But yeah, Dorfromantik's lovely. That's very, very good. I've been back into that a few times. Again, I'm not overly good at it. I'm not brilliant at it, but it's just really nice to play. It's all very calm and very lovely and very relaxing. So I like Dwarf Romantic. Hang on, tea. And then the final one that I've put on this list is Overboard, which we played quite recently, which was wonderful. And I have been in and played that a few more times. And yeah, I have been sort of at varying levels of success. Because yeah, that's the kind of the sort of boat murder simulator thing where you kill your sort of your husband, I think it was, and then you try and get away with murder whilst you're out on that boat. And so yeah, I have had a few goes. And the more you play it, the more you learn about people's sort of routines and where they're going to be at certain times on the boat and such like, which does help. You know, it kind of helps the more you play, you kind of pick up more of what's going on. So yeah, with varying degrees of success, I have played that and it's wonderful. It's really, really good. So yeah, I like Overboard. So Overboard can go on the list of sort of your favourite one-offs as well. And there might well be a few more as well. And I did look through the list and I kind of went through and these were the ones that jumped out at me. I mean, maybe I overlooked a few in the 247 that we've played, which is a silly amount. That's very, very silly. But yeah, so there we go. I hope that answers your question because, I mean, some of the other favourite games we've played kind of appear in the favourite series sort of question that we did. So yeah, things like Crusader Kings 3 and RimWorld and Yes Your Grace, all that kind of stuff. So I thought we covered those. So I thought, yeah, we'd have a look at the one-offs. And that kind of, you know, differentiates the two questions. So hopefully, Lily, sorry, I forgot who asked the question. Hopefully, Lily, that answered the question for you. But there we go. All sorted. Question answered. I have some tea. So I'm going to go and finish this. And then maybe I'll go out and find some elderberries and some echinacea and just, you know, have a snack on them just to see if they actually taste like this tea because I have no idea. So I will go and do that and we will wrap things up for the moment. So for now, thank you very much for joining me for day 10 of the Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown 2021 and I will see you next time. Oh no, not the piggy wigs. Want them to be healthy. Happy pigs, please. Raspberries, raspberries, raspberries everywhere. I went through and sold a load of turkeys as well and they still come back. They're still coming back to haunt me. The soil moisture's going down. We need rain. We need rain. What's going